Iceland is often seen as a land of fearless Viking explorers. A frozen island discovered by brave men sailing into the unknown. A story of freedom, adventure, and survival. But science tells us something very different. And it begins with DNA. When researchers studied the genetics of modern Icelanders, they uncovered a strange imbalance. Almost 80% of early Icelandic men came from Norse settlers. Mainly from Norway. That part of the story made sense. But then they looked at maternal DNA, passed down only through mothers. And everything changed. More than half of Iceland's earliest women were Celtic, tracing their origins to Ireland, Scotland, and the British Isles. So the question becomes unavoidable. How did Norse men and Celtic women end up together on one of the most remote islands on Earth? To understand that, we have to leave behind Viking legends and face Viking reality. Slavery was not rare in Viking society. It was normal. Enslaved people, called thralls, existed in almost every Norse settlement. They worked the land, built homes, maintained daily life, and they were often captured during raids. Across Europe, Viking ships attacked coastal villages. Not just for gold, but for people. Men, women, and children were taken, forced onto ships, and carried across the sea. Historians now believe that many Celtic women who arrived in Iceland were brought there against their will. Because Iceland wasn't just an outpost. It was meant to last. A colony needs families. It needs population growth. And women were scarce. Over time, some enslaved women may have been freed, or absorbed into households as partners or wives. But that doesn't change how their journey began. Not everyone came by force. Some Celtic people may have traveled voluntarily, especially those already living among Norse communities. But slavery was deeply embedded in Viking culture. Choice was rare. Power decided everything. Today, most historians agree on one conclusion. Iceland was settled through exploration, migration, and coercion. This doesn't make Iceland unique. Many societies were built this way. What makes Iceland different is that the evidence survived. Not in books. Not in sagas. But in human DNA. The stories of women history forgot are still being told. Quietly. Across generations.